Hello, this is a review of the Champion Inverter Generator with starting watts 4500 and 3500 running watts. I purchased this generator at Costco, Canada. It's the model 201053. Now, I searched on YouTube and I couldn't find any reviews on this, so I figured I'd make a review. This is my first review of a product, and I'm looking forward to using this generator. Has a lot of good features. It's RV ready. It's ultra quiet with 61 decibels. Has the easy start and the IntelliGauge, and is parallel ready. So I'm gonna review this generator, open up the box and see what's inside, and give it the run through and break it in. So stay tuned. One thing I noticed about the box is that it's fairly heavy, and there's no holes in the box, so you can't lift it up by yourself unless you lift it up from the bottom. So it's pretty, like I said, pretty heavy. So Champion, if you're listening, maybe put some handles in the box so you're able to lift it. Otherwise, you're going to need two people to lift it. We've taken the generator out of the box. So basically, the box contents has the generator itself. It comes with the funnel, some motor oil, wrenches for taking the spark plug and spark plug out, and we have the manual. So that's what's in the box. Looks pretty sharp. So on the generator, there's a notice that says remove nuts before adding oil or gasoline. So that's on the bottom of the generator. All right. So we flipped over onto its side, the generator onto its side, and I recommend using the foam piece that came with the packaging, so that you can just lie it on that instead of putting it onto the ground where it could scratch up the generator. Anyway, these are the 4 nuts that the instructions said to remove, the 4 orange tabs. So we're just going to remove those and flip it back onto its bottom. I'm going to get ready to do the break-in period on the generator, and I've read that it's advised to put in some oil additive into the spark plug case. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the screws out and going to do as they say, put some there you go, put some oil additive into the spark plug. So let me put that there. What they've recommended is to use this Lucas Heavy Duty Oil Stabilizer, and it's just to put a couple of drops into the spark plug. So I'm just going to pull this out, which is the spark plug cap, as you can see, and then I'm just going to use the wrench that came with the box, and I'm going to take out the spark plug. I've gotten the spark plug tool. I'm going to put that in here, and I'm going to use the tool to loosen up the spark plug, and I'm just going to loosen it up. and then reach in and take it out. All right, so there's the spark plug. Just place it up here, and then I'm gonna see if, nope, I couldn't get the bottle to go into the spark plug hole, so I got a funnel that came with the generator, and I'm just gonna stick this in and put about a tablespoon of oil, and hopefully it'll get in there. So I've put the oil synthesizer into the spark plug chamber, and it says now to just pull about 10 times just to get that oil mixed in. I think that was 10. We'll do another one. Hopefully that'll be okay. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna reach down and make sure to thread the spark plug back in. Make sure it's not crossing any of the threads. Okay, so I've gotten it in. Just gonna make sure it's tight. All right, spark plug is in, and I'm just gonna put the cap back on. Done. And now I'm just gonna put the casing back on, and we'll be ready to put the oil into the generator. It's time to put the oil into the generator. I've taken off the door for where to put the oil in. And for the break-in, I'm just going to use the oil that came with the generator. It's 5W30. And again, I'm going to mix it in with this Lucas heavy-duty oil stabilizer. So I'm going to put some stabilizer into the cup, and I'm going to mix in. So I've put in just I don't know, probably about 2 tablespoons of stabilizer, and I'm gonna mix it in with the oil. I won't put it all in. I'm just gonna make sure that it's all mixed in. So here we go. I'm gonna make sure to stir it so that it's all in the oil. Okay, so I'm gonna make sure to mix this. So make sure the stabilizer, you see what I'm doing here is making sure the stabilizer is mixed in with the oil. And once it's all done, I'm gonna pour it into the chamber using, looks good, using the funnel that came with the generator. Okay, so let's get this. Here's the funnel. I'm going to take out the dipstick. Here we go. And let's put Make sure that that's in there tight. And let's pour in the oil. Make sure that it goes in. There are a bunch of warnings on the generator that came with it, basically saying there's no oil in the generator, and to make sure to put some in before you start it up. All right, so there we go. I'm going to just measure to make sure. Now the manual says to the manual says not to put in the dipstick all the way, like not to screw it in, just put it in at the tip like that, and then to check the oil. Okay, so it seems pretty clean. So I'm gonna have to put in some more oil. Okay, so I've put in all the oil, 500 mils. Again, the oil that came with the generator. And I'm gonna try the dipstick again. And there you go. Perfect. So I'm going to screw this in, screw the cap back in. And I think we're now ready to give it, oh, I got to put the gas in. Once I put the gas in, then we'll be ready to give it a go. So let me do that. Okay, so I've taken the cap off, and now I'm gonna slowly make sure to put the gasoline in here. Oh, it's already gone in. Make sure to do it slow. Avoid some spillage. I'm using premium gasoline, so 91 octane. Make sure that I want to make sure the generator lasts a long time, so I'm just going to use premium gas all the time, 91 octane. Okay, so I've filled the gas. It's pretty much full. So now I'm going to hopefully give it a start. All right, so, okay, so the oil's in, the gas is in, we've prepped it, and here we go. So the manual says to put it in choke with this easy dial, and let's give it a pull. First crack. And now I'm going to put it in the run. And you notice that it's in eco mode. It is really quiet compared to my other generator. I'm standing right next to it and can hardly hear it. First pull. So I'm just going to continue the break-in period, run it for a half hour like they say in the manual, and then change the oil and redo it. And then we'll start plugging some stuff in and make sure that it powers items. After the first 30 minutes, I drained the oil from the generator, and I'm not sure if you can see it, but look how dark that is. And that's only after a half hour. So my recommendation is to definitely do the break-in period. So I've started the generator. It's been running, I've run it for 2 hours over no load, so nothing plugged in, and I've made a couple of oil changes to get rid of the metal fragments, and now I'm going to try and plug in this light. I've got this on-off switch, so the generator has been running for about 5 minutes, so I'm going to plug this in. And I'm going to flip the switch. And the light is on. And you notice the green light just turned on, indicating there's some usage going on. Pretty good. Okay, here's the update. I've alternated between no load, and then I had the light on, and the light was only at 1 light, but now it's at 2. I've added a battery charger, and I'm also running a vacuum. So right now the load is at 2 lights, and I'm going to let that run for about 15 minutes, and then I'm going to turn it all off and let it run no load. Okay, so I've run the generator through its break-in period. It is now over 5 hours in. I've done a oil change to full synthetic as it's recommended in the manual. And I must admit, I'm very pleased with the generator. The break-in was smooth. I definitely recommend the oil changes to get all the gunk out of the oil. There's metal fragments, shavings, whatever you want to call it, that's loose and could impede the performance of the generator. Anyway, so now what I'm going to do is the test to plug in the actual 30 amp trailer, as you can see. So I'm going to run the generator, warm it up for about 5 minutes as they recommend in the manual, and plug in the 30 amp RV cable and run the air conditioning and see how it goes. That'll be the big test. Here we go. I'm gonna start the generator, let it run 5 minutes, and then plug in the cable. Put the easy start dial to choke, and then let's see if it starts on the first pull. Not on the first pull. Second pull. And put it on run. I think I didn't pull the cable strong enough on the first pull. You have to really pull it all the way to the end, and I think I didn't do that, but anyway. Wow, I'm really pleased with this generator. Super quiet. I'll let it run 5 minutes and then plug in the trailer. Okay, it's been running for about 5 minutes now, and what I'm going to do is plug in the cable and then run the AC. I'm also going to switch it off eco because I'm not sure if the AC will power it too much, so I didn't want to do anything with that, so I'll just turn the eco off and see how it goes. you have it. The AC is running, and if you see the generator, it's, I guess, at just over 50%. So it's running great. So the AC is still running. I'm going to walk to the end of the driveway, and we'll see how loud it is. Pretty quiet. I'd say that's about 25 feet, and really happy with this generator. Okay, so that was the test for the air conditioning, and it passed with flying colors. This generator, I'm really happy with it. It's quiet, it's got some good wattage, can run the trailer no problem, and I'm going to look into putting in something for our breaker box in the house, so that if we ever get a power failure, can switch over to the generator easily. So I'll get an electrician and do that. But yeah, so this has been a review, a review of the Champion Generator Model 201053. Hope you enjoyed the video. It's my first one, and maybe the last. All right, thank you very much.